Imagine, you look up at the night sky, but something is terribly wrong. The moon is gone. Not hidden behind clouds, not an eclipse. It has completely disappeared. At first, people would panic. Scientists would search for answers. The internet would explode with fear. But the real disaster wouldn't start in the sky. It would begin here, on Earth. The oceans would change. The tides would become unstable. Animals that depend on moonlight would lose their way. The nights would become darker than ever before. And this is only the beginning. Because the moon is far more than a glowing rock. It is Earth's silent guardian. Without it, our planet could face a terrifying future. So, what would really happen if the moon suddenly disappeared? The moment the moon disappeared, nothing would explode. No giant shockwave would hit Earth. In fact, for a few seconds, everything might seem completely normal. But then, the first invisible change would begin. Earth's oceans would start reacting. Right now, the moon's gravity pulls on our oceans every single day, creating the tides. Without that pull, the familiar rhythm of high and low tides would collapse. Coastal ecosystems that have depended on these tides for millions of years would suddenly be thrown into chaos. Fishing industries around the world would be affected. Many marine animals, like crabs, turtles, and countless fish species, use the moon's cycles to feed, migrate, and reproduce. Their natural clock would be broken overnight. As darkness spreads, another problem appears. Moonlight may seem weak, but on a clear night, it lights forests, mountains, deserts, and oceans. Without it, nights become dramatically darker. Animals that hunt by moonlight and those that avoid predators using moonlight would struggle to survive. Entire food chains could begin to collapse. Humans would also feel the impact. Around the world, millions of people would gather outside, staring at an empty sky, wondering if this was the beginning of the end. News channels would run non-stop. Space agencies would launch emergency investigations. Every telescope on Earth would search for answers, but the moon would simply be gone. And while humanity searched the skies, a much greater danger would already be growing in silence. The moon does far more than control the tides. It helps keep Earth's rotation stable. Without that invisible guardian, our planet could slowly begin to lose its balance. And what happens next could change life on Earth forever. At first, most people would believe the worst was over. The moon was gone, but Earth was still spinning. Cities were still standing. Life seemed normal. But the greatest danger wouldn't appear overnight. It would arrive slowly and almost invisibly. For billions of years, the moon has acted like a giant stabilizer for Earth. It keeps our planet tilted at about 23.5 degrees. That tilt is the reason we have predictable seasons, stable climates, and a world where life can thrive. Without the moon, that stability would begin to disappear. Earth's tilt could start changing over thousands or millions of years. Instead of staying nearly constant, it could swing wildly. Imagine one part of the planet facing months of extreme heat, while another freezes under endless winter. Entire ecosystems would struggle to survive. Forests could turn into deserts. Fertile farmland could become frozen wastelands. Weather patterns would become more violent and unpredictable. Scientists believe these changes wouldn't happen in a single day. But once they begin, there would be no way to stop them. Humanity would have to adapt to a planet that no longer behaves the way it always has. The disappearance of the moon would also change Earth's rotation. Days could slowly become shorter or longer over immense periods of time, affecting global winds, ocean currents, and even the balance of life itself. What looked like a peaceful, empty night sky would actually mark the beginning of Earth's slow transformation into a completely different world. But an even bigger mystery remains. Where did the moon go? Did it simply vanish? Or was something powerful enough to remove an object that has orbited Earth for more than 4.5 billion years? The answer to that question might be far more terrifying than the moon's disappearance itself. As the days passed, strange events would begin happening across the planet. Coastal communities would notice unusual ocean patterns. Fishermen would return with smaller catches, while marine animals struggled to follow instincts that had guided them for millions of years. The night sky would also feel completely different. Without the moon, every night would become much darker, making it harder for both humans and wildlife to navigate. Many nocturnal animals would lose their natural hunting and migration cycles. Around the world, scientists would work day and night, searching for any clue about the moon's disappearance. Telescopes would scan deep space, satellites would collect endless data, but every answer would lead to another question. And then, astronomers would discover something unexpected: a tiny change in Earth's movement through space. It was almost impossible to detect, but it proved one terrifying fact. The disappearance of the moon was already changing our planet in ways no one had imagined. Weeks turned into months, and the effects became impossible to ignore. Earth's climate slowly began to change. Some regions experienced longer heat waves, while others faced colder and harsher winters. Scientists realized that the missing moon was affecting far more than the night sky. Many animals that depended on the moon for navigation became lost. Sea turtles struggled to find nesting beaches. Migrating birds flew off course. Coral reefs, which rely on lunar cycles for mass spawning, began to decline. Nature's ancient rhythm was falling apart. Governments around the world declared global emergencies. Space agencies joined forces, hoping to understand the impossible. But every new discovery pointed to the same terrifying truth: humanity could not bring the moon back. And if Earth's natural balance continued to collapse, the greatest challenge in human history would no longer be finding the missing moon. It would be finding a way to survive without it. Years passed, and Earth was no longer the planet humanity once knew. The changing climate became more extreme with every decade. Powerful storms struck without warning. Some coastlines disappeared, while others expanded as the oceans found a new balance. People adapted by building advanced cities, developing new farming methods, and relying on technology to survive. But one thing could never be replaced: the moon's silent protection. Children grew up having never seen a full moon. It became nothing more than a story told by their grandparents, a glowing world that once lit the night sky. The moon lived on only in old photographs, books, and memories. Humanity survived, but survival came at a price. Earth had changed forever, and every time people looked into the empty darkness above, they were reminded that losing just one celestial companion was enough to rewrite the future of an entire planet. So, what if the moon suddenly disappeared? The truth is, humanity probably wouldn't go extinct overnight. But life on Earth would slowly become more unstable, more unpredictable, and far more difficult. The moon isn't just a beautiful light in the night sky. It's one of the reasons our planet has remained so stable for billions of years. Its gravity shapes our tides, supports countless ecosystems, and helps keep Earth's tilt under control. Without it, the world we know would slowly fade away. The next time you look up and see the moon shining above you, remember, that silent companion is doing much more than lighting the night. It has been protecting life on Earth since long before humans ever existed. And maybe the most terrifying thought of all is this: we rarely realize how important something is until it's gone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through space, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next cosmic adventure.